There's something very important to understand if it comes to telepathic communication, and that concerns the understanding of the left and right hemisphere. And before you answer, you know what, you are talking about left and right hemisphere, but this what you are showing is the other way around. Please, all the references now, like here, is like you look into a mirror, right? So you have then the exact representation of the left and right hemisphere. And it's very important to understand that the right hemisphere is the most important part if it comes to receiving and sending telepathic information. That is the area where we are creative, where we have our intuition, where we perceive emotions, for example, where on the other side, we have that analytical part where the mind is very strong. But what we are doing during the telepathic communications is we focus the attention to the right hemisphere. And basically that was the reason I asked you to imagine or visualize a rose, a flower, because then the attention was moving to the right hemisphere. That's such simple. And if you have telepathic communication events with your participants later, you can use this kind of exercises to activate the telepathic communication channel. And now we come to a very important aspect here. You see that red line, that is by accident. So that will not be on the slides that you will have available at the end. This is an error, I think, with my graphic board. So let's go to the intention-based form of communication. To understand what is happening with telepathic communication is, I think, best described with that example here. You can use that, and many people understand then why it's very important to think of intention-based communication. Let's have this example where this lady thinks about having ice cream, right? She looks to special ice cream here in that on that table, and thinks about what would be the best ice cream where I have a longing to at the moment. And she would like to have a mixed ice with 4 ice balls, right? Then she decides for 4 ice cream balls, and she is ordering, I like mixed ice with 4 ice balls, and she is doing that in English, right? So she orders that, and she receives the 4 ice balls with mixed ice. So far, so good. So far, so good. Now let's move forward. Now again, this lady thinks about having ice cream, and again she would like to have mixed ice with 4 ice balls. But now there's something different. She orders this 4 ice balls in German language. Ich hätte gerne 4 Kugeln gemischtes Eis. And the result is, again, she will receive the mixed ice with 4 ice balls. What happened? What happened is the following. She has one intention, I would like to have 4 ice balls. Then she decides to order in 2 different languages, but the result is the same. That means, as indicated here, that the intention is the same independent of a language, right? And because the intention is available before you start to put words together and use the intonation for the question and this kind of things, before that, then that means that the intention is already available as telepathic communication to your dialogue partner. because my intention was available to the ETs at the beginning during the exercise with the rose, they immediately knew that they now can send the number. Even I didn't formulate the question with words. And that is something you should know, because you send telepathic information just by your intention already. It is not necessary to talk any word, any sentence. It is just the intention. And that is very interesting, because if you have an intention and you talk something different, for example, if somebody is lying to you, you can recognize that he is lying, because there is a conflict between the intention and that what that man or woman is saying. So that is very important that we start, if we use telepathic communication, to have a pure, clear intention, right? And that is something where we will cover that later, where the cooperation with plants is very, very important, because they have a very good understanding in communication and perceiving emotions, sending emotions, and identifying whether there is a pure intention or not. That is a very interesting cooperation. Okay, that is the reason you have received the numbers before I asked the question. Well, I will cover now the importance of emotions. And if you can see on the chart here, emotions are also located in the right hemisphere. And for that, I would like to do a very quick exercise. So if you just sit in an upright position, and if you close your eyes, please, and you focus on your breathe, breathe slowly and evenly. And now pull the corners of your mouth downwards and feel the mood. And now pull the corners of your mouth upwards and feel the mood again. Possibly you feel a difference, but now please keep that state. Pull the corners of your mouth upwards and try to feel the emotion fear. And then you can come back and open your eyes. So most probably we won't do a pollen now at the moment, but if you do this exercise with your participants during the telepathic events, with very few exceptions, which are related to blocks in the emotional aspect in the energy systems, with very few exceptions, all the people will then tell you in a feedback round that there is a difference if they have the mouth pulled downwards versus upwards. The state where you pull your mouth upwards is a very positive state, and in this state, it's not possible to perceive fear. That is a very important thing. I will cover that later if we come to the aspect of fear. As I mentioned, if there is an exception where participants tell you, oh, even I have pulled upwards my mouth, I can feel fear, that is related to a block. You can work then with that participant on. But normally it's not possible to sense fear if you smile. And that is very important if you do telepathic communication with any aspect of the creation, that you enter a state where you smile during communication. And as I mentioned to you, because of that importance during telepathic communication, it is the best. You enter a loving and joyful state during the telepathic communication with your dialogue partner. And this kind of images help to enter this state. Just remembering this funny, cute pictures, because that raises a very positive emotion, which is also transmitted and communicated to your dialogue partner. So that is something we recommend all the time to all participants. All right.